Yo, LEGO fans! Welcome to another LEGO Speed Champions build. In this video, we are going to be finishing up the Corvette C8R and the 1968 Chevy Corvette by building the 1968 Corvette. Just to recap the set real quick, it retails for $29.99 and was released in June 1st, 2021. And then we will jump straight into building this bad boy. So the 68 Corvette is otherwise known as the C3, or more popularly the Stingray. The particular body style was in production from 1968 to 1982, which is a rather long time to stick to one chassis in my opinion. Most of the components of this car was used in the C2 and was subsequently carried over to the C3. However, the body and the interior of the car were reworked and redesigned from ground up. The biggest thing about this build, which annoyed the crap out of me, was actually putting the driver in the cockpit of the LEGO car, believe it or not. I did not film this particular frustration, but putting the driver in was an extremely tight fit, very similar to the C8R LEGO build. There is a LEGO element to which the windshield attaches to that blocks the ease of putting the driver in the car. The left hand of the minifigure has to be put in an awkward position of hanging straight down, while the right hand grips the steering wheel of the car. The minifigure must be placed all the way down in the cockpit of the car, or else the roof or the windshield element will not fit into place. The helmet of the minifigure literally bumps up to the roof. Alright, let's get back to some useless facts. Back then, the Stingray was available in a coupe or convertible model. The coupe had T-tops and the convertible had a soft folding top. The Stingray featured either a 3 or 4-speed manual transmission, depending on the model you purchased. Apparently, through my research, there were many different types of power plants, or otherwise known as engines, that were fit inside of this classic American muscle car. I'm not going to go into excruciating detail, but depending on the engine, the Corvette could put down 300 horsepower to upwards of 400 plus, which is nothing to be sneezed at, especially back in 1968. Now back to focusing on the LEGO model itself. The sticker count on this particular model is not too bad with a total of 19. However, you may need to be careful about how you peel the stickers because they are clear and you may get your fingerprints on the adhesive on the back of them. Again, which is one of the reasons why I use tweezers to apply stickers, aside from the fact that the tweezers give me the control that I need to put the stickers on. With regards to the rear of the car, the designer did a good job of translating the elements of the real car onto the LEGO model. Case in point, I really like how the designer used 4 translucent red flat studs to represent the 4 taillights of the Stingray. Also, the designer used a 2x3 flat gray element to represent the rear bumper of the car, which is actually silver in real life. The exhaust also translates beautifully by using a gray 1x1 rounded stud with a hole in it. When you are comparing the side profiles of the LEGO Stingray compared to the LEGO Stingray, the LEGO model is sort of lost in translation. The upper rear quarter panels of the real car has a rounded top that tapers off toward the end of the car quite elegantly. Unfortunately, on the LEGO Stingray, that area is as flat as, well, the Great American Plains. There are vents which are located behind the front tires on the real car, which is translated to the LEGO model by using stickers, which I believe do a good job. The roof of the real Stingray is again very curvy, in which the LEGO model never really does a good job of mimicking the curves on these small piece count cars. The LEGO model uses two 2x6 flat elements to represent the roof of the real car, which falls short in my opinion. What I really like, however, are the wheels of the car. The real Stingray has these wheels that have a ton of thin spokes that radiate from the center of the wheel, and the LEGO model does exactly that by using custom printed disc-shaped elements. Bravo, LEGO, on keeping that authenticity. Unlike the C8R, this particular LEGO model's front side retains the form of the real car. The front of the car is angular and meets at a point in the center of the front of the car. This is achieved on the LEGO model by putting together two triangular elements in order to form the characteristic point on the car. Also, the fog lights on the LEGO model also remains true to the form on the real car. However, this is achieved by using, well, lovely stickers on each side of the car. Another touch that I liked was how the designer of the LEGO model used the same two triangular elements, except in gray, to mimic the silver front bumper of the car. Overall, I really do like this 68 Stingray LEGO model. I believe that this model, for the most part, retains the true form of the real-life Stingray in which it is based off of. You'll hear me say this time and again, and this is not an exception either. The fault of these Speed Champions models are that they do not do a good job of representing the graceful curves of the car, which the LEGO models are based off of. The piece count as well as the size of the model are big limiting factors to retaining the authenticity. If you want a model that is true to form, you will need to buy the larger and very pricey LEGO Technic models of hypercars, which will run you about $300 and up. Thank you, LEGO fans, for sticking around to the end of the build. I appreciate your support for this channel. If you haven't supported this channel, all it takes is a simple click of the subscribe button. Also, don't forget to hit the bell icon to get notifications of new LEGO and Warhammer 40k videos. I typically release 2 videos a week on Wednesdays and Saturdays for now. So anyways, folks, I will see you in the next build.